channel with me, Yohanes Dwi Adi Kurniawan, or also known as Mr. Dwi or Bung Jo. For this nice occasion, I would like to deliver you a new material of English about self-introduction in bahasa perkenalan diri and getting to know others, bagaimana mengenal orang lain. These materials actually for 7th grader students that relates to basic competence 3.2 and 4.2. And then this one is the first part or the section 1 for this chapter. Alright, before we start, I would like to give you a video about this material. You can watch it.
Good afternoon. Is this English Club's room?
Yes. Can I help you?
I am a new student and I'd like to join the club.
A new member. Come in. My name is Janet. May I know your name?
I am Edward from class 7D.
Nice to meet you, Edward. I'll get you a registration form. Here you are.
Thank you. Should I fill it now?
Yes. Take your time. By the way, do you have any experience in English, Edward?
I do. I attended many speech contests when I was at primary school.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Alright, that is the video between Edward and Janet. Yeah. Now we will discuss the dialogue between Edward and Janet. Yeah. Edward said, "Good afternoon. Is this English Club's room?" Ya, asking, bertanya si Edward. Si Edward itu tidak tahu awalnya. Maka Edward bertanya kepada Janet, "Apakah ini ruangan untuk English Club?" Lalu Janet kata, "Ya, ada yang bisa saya bantu." It means that Edward and Janet haven't known each other before. Belum mengenal satu sama lain. Lalu Edward katakan, "I'm a new student and I'd like to join the club." Saya itu murid baru loh di sini dan saya ingin join ke English Club ini. Lalu dijawab oleh Janet, "A new member? Come in. My name is Janet. May I know your name?" Nah, anggota baru nih, calon anggota baru. Silakan masuk. Nama saya Janet. Boleh saya mengenalmu atau mengetahui namamu? Si Janet memperkenalkan diri terlebih dahulu. Lalu setelah itu dia want to know Edward's name, by saying, "May I know your name?" Edward answer, "I'm Edward from class 7D." Ya, Edward sudah memperkenalkan diri, nama saya adalah Edward, dan saya berasal dari kelas 7D. Lalu Janet, "Nice to meet you, Edward. I'll get you a registration form. Here you are." Ya. Senang berjumpa denganmu, Edward. Ya, ini formulir untuk registrasi ke English Club. Lalu Edward katakan, "Thank you, so I fill it now." Haruskah saya mengisinya sekarang? Janet menjawab, "Yes, take your time. By the way, do you have any experience in English, Edward?" Nah, Janet ingin mengetahui, apakah si Edward itu sudah ada pengalaman di English Club atau di lomba bahasa Inggris sebelumnya? Dijawab oleh Edward, "I do. I attended many speech contests when I was at primary school." Ya, saya memiliki pengalaman tersebut. Saya ikut speech contest di bahasa Indonesia. Speech contest itu ialah kontes pidato berbahasa Inggris ketika si Edward berada di primary school atau SD, sekolah dasar. That's amazing, Janet. Ya, Janet mengatakan, "That's amazing." Menarik sekali. Oh, wonderful, ya kan. Edward lalu katakan, "Thank you." Nah, if you see the dialogue, there are some words that type and underline with red color, some words type and underline with green, and the rest underline and type in blue color. What makes different? Ya? Kenapa mereka dicetak dengan warna merah, hijau, biru, dan digarisbawahi? Okay. You see the note here, catatannya. For the red means that subject pronoun. Green means object pronoun. And blue talking about possessive. Nah, when you talk about self-introduction or you talk about getting to know others, you need to know or you will use subject pronoun, object pronoun, and possessive. Ketika kalian berbicara materi tentang perkenalan diri atau mengenal orang lain, memperkenalkan orang lain, kalian itu pasti akan menggunakan subject pronoun, object pronoun, and possessive. Maka dari itu, in this video, I would like to invite you to discuss the first subject pronoun, object pronoun possessive, for support us in talk or in discussing self-introduction and getting to know others. Okay, now we directly come to the first subject pronoun. In bahasa, kata ganti subjek. Apa itu kata ganti subjek or subject pronoun? It's a pronoun which acts as the subject of a sentence. Merupakan sebuah kata ganti yang memiliki fungsi sebagai subjek di dalam sebuah kalimat. Okay. Now we move to kind of subject pronoun. Started with I, ya, dimulai dengan I. In bahasa Indonesia, I itu saya. Ya. Okay. For example, contohnya, I am a new student. I in here type and underline with red color. Ya, I am a new student. Berarti fungsi I di sini sebagai subjek. You in bahasa can be translated kamu as a singular or kalian as plural. Jadi bisa singular, bisa juga plural atau jamak. Kalau yang tunggal berarti dia kamu, kalau yang jamak dia berarti kalian. As example, you are handsome. You are handsome. You in here acts like or acts as subject. The next is we. We in bahasa kita. Ya, we are twin. Ya. Kita itu atau kami itu kembar. Nah, seperti itu ya, we. And then they in bahasa mereka, as example, they live in Bandar Lampung. Mereka tinggal di Bandar Lampung. He, ya, in bahasa dia, for male, ya, dia untuk laki-laki. He is my chairmate. Okay, next, she, dia untuk perempuan atau for female. As example, she is kind and friendly. The next, the last for subject pronoun it. Ya, it biasanya digunakan untuk hewan, benda seperti itu ya. As example, it is my new bag. You see, all of the subject pronoun are typed in red and underlined. Ya, for showing that the function for all of them are as the subject of sentence. Ya, once more, ya sekali lagi, berarti subject pronoun merupakan kata ganti yang berfungsi sebagai subjek dalam sebuah kalimat. Ya, ada I, you, we, they, he, she, it. Okay, now we move to the next. The next is about object pronoun, the second. Ya, object pronoun atau kata ganti objek. What is the function of object pronoun, or what is the definition of object pronoun? Is a pronoun which acts as the object of a sentence. Kata ganti yang memiliki fungsi atau yang bertindak sebagai objek dari sebuah kalimat. Ya, the first, me, saya. Ya, for example, Edward often calls me. Sayanya di sini bukan di posisi depan lagi atau di awal kalimat, tapi di posisi sebagai objek. Ya. In bahasa, Edward sering menelpon atau menghubungi saya. Nah, me, sayanya di sini sebagai objek. Second, you, seperti sama tadi ya, di subject pronoun, you bisa berarti kamu kalau tunggal, kalau jamak, kalian. As example, I know you that you are my new neighbor. Ya, saya mengetahui bahwa kamu ya itu adalah tetangga baru saya ya. And then us, kita or kami ya. Example, Mr. Jack teaches us. Ya. Mr. Jack itu mengajar kita atau kami. Okay, them, mereka. As example, we play with them every afternoon. Kita bermain dengan mereka setiap siang ya. Next, him, ya, dia laki-laki. The teacher calls him. Ya, dia laki-laki. Next, her. They don't know her. Ya, dia perempuan. The last, it. Ya, untuk benda, hewan. Ya. I booked it yesterday night. Saya membelinya atau membeli barang itu kemarin malam. That is about object pronoun once more. Sekali lagi, as a sum up, ya, objek pronoun atau kata ganti objek merupakan kata ganti yang bertindak atau berfungsi sebagai objek dalam sebuah kalimat. Study it with me, saya, you, kamu or kalian, us, kita, kami, them, mereka, him, dia laki-laki, her, dia perempuan, it, for benda, untuk benda atau untuk hewan. Okay, the next we come to the third, it is about possessive, ya, or ownership. Kepemilikan, ya, possessive or ownership. Okay. Possessive or ownership can be shown by two ways. The first using apostrophe s, menggunakan tanda petik lalu s. Ya, yang pertama, for example, Dani's book. Ya, Dani plus apostrophe s book means that buku itu miliknya Dani atau bukunya si Dani. Nah, kalau ditranslate seperti itu. And then students apostrophe work. Kok bisa berbeda ya? Kalau yang pertama itu apostrophe s, kalau yang kedua apostrophe saja. Ya, for the noun or the name that ended by letter s, yang diakhiri dengan huruf s, itu kita hanya menambahkan apostrophe saja. S-nya tidak perlu ditambahkan. Sedangkan kalau yang pertama, Dani, itu apostrophe s karena diakhiri dengan huruf I. Okay, that is the rule. Okay, that's the first way for showing possessive or ownership. The second, using possessive adjective. What is possessive adjective? Okay. Possessive adjective is an adjective which used to show possessive or ownership. Ya. Kata sifat kepemilikan merupakan kata sifat yang digunakan untuk menunjukkan kepemilikan. Okay. How do we to form it? Bagaimana caranya? Ya, letakkan dulu possessive adjective or PA sebelum noun, kata benda. Ya. For example, chair. Nah, chairnya siapa atau kursinya siapa? Kursi saya, berarti possessive adjective dari saya adalah my. Kata bendanya chair, berarti my chair. Ya. Okay. This one, my, the first, my, saya, milik saya. Berarti bagaimana membentuknya tadi? PA plus noun. My book is there. Ya, my as possessive adjective, book as noun. Ya, buku saya ada di sana. Your itu kamu atau kalian. As example, where is your work? Di mana pekerjaan kalian? Ya, your sebagai possessive adjective, work sebagai kata bendanya. Next, our. As example, let's start our meeting. Our meeting, our as possessive adjective, milik kita atau kami, meeting sebagai kata bendanya. Their, ya, those are their project. Project sebagai kata bendanya, their sebagai pemilik project tersebut. Ya, pekerjaan siapa? Proyeknya siapa itu? Proyek mereka. His, untuk dia laki-laki. His name is Rengga. Ya. Name sebagai kata bendanya, his sebagai possessive adjective-nya. Berarti namanya, nama dia adalah Rengga. Her. Ya. She is calling her mom. Ya, her mom. Her sebagai possessive adjective, mom sebagai noun. Ya. It's all can rotate its neck 180 degrees. Ya. It's itu refers kepada all-nya, neck itu miliknya si all, ya. Lehernya si all atau burung hantu itu bisa berputar 180 derajat. Okay, that is about possessive. There are two ways for showing possessive. The first using apostrophe s, the second using possessive adjective. Alright, now we move to the next. It is addition sebagai tambahan. Ketika berbicara tentang self-introduction or getting to know others, you are also, ya, or you also need, or you need to use preposition of place, ya, kata depan yang menunjukkan tempat nih kaitannya. The first is in, ya, in a larger area, very general. Nah, in ini untuk tempat yang umum atau tempat yang cakupannya luas. Ya, neighborhood, city, province or country, inside building or open area. For example, she was born in Bandar Lampung. Nah, in Bandar Lampung berarti kan di Bandar Lampung. On, nah, more specific dibandingkan in tadi, dia lebih spesifik. Nomor area. Streets or avenues without numbers refers and ditches ya. Tanpa nomor tetapi di sini biasanya nama jalan ya. Renggal lives on Patimura Street, Enggal. Ya. Okay, the last at. Nah, at used for very specific place. A complete address usually with a number or specific location. Ini udah sangat spesifik ya. Contohnya, I live at Nusa Indah Street number 13 Pahoman. Nah, sudah spesifik sekali. Jalannya ada, nomor berapa, daerah mana. Maka bisa gunakan at. Ya. Okay, those are preposition of place that often used in self-introduction or getting to know others. Started with in for general. More specific than in is on. After that, the very specific using at. Okay, those are our discussion today talking about self-introduction and getting to know others. Refers to, the first is subject pronoun, object pronoun, and then possessive. There are two ways for showing possessive, and the last is about preposition of place. Okay, I do apologize if along the discussion I made some mistake. Thank you, good morning, and God bless.